Okay.
So, can you see my screen now?
Yes.
So today we want to look at arrow functions. Arrow functions.
Good.
So before now, we've been creating functions like this. Oh, sorry. Before now, we've been creating function like this. Func one. Okay, we've been creating functions like this, right?
Yes.
I want to put it using arrow functions, and these arrow functions has its advantages. One of them is that it handles this when we get to the word THIS. I said that we're going to spend or have a whole class on this, right?
Yes.
So the way it handles this is different from the way this one handles this. Then you can also use it to shorten your code aside down. For that of the this part, we are not going to look at it tonight. We won't.
Okay.
I just look at other things. How to write arrow functions. Const my func equals to, let me do something so that you
We
get it.
can see the. Okay.
You can see what?
Okay, that I can see it now.
Okay. I can say const. I want you to see something. My func equals to. You see this line? Do you see the old one? The one I highlighted.
I don't see the one you highlighted.
Can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay. This one and this one, they do the same thing. Like they are meant to do the
Mm-hmm.
same thing. Now, the way the arrow
Okay.
function works is that the way we call it arrow function is because of this arrow. Can you see this arrow?
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, this arrow function can easily be used to return a value. What do I mean? Let's create something. Let's say uh, this is a parameterized function. Let's say we have this return var times 2. Whenever we call on this ES5 function and we pass a value, it's going to multiply that value by 2 and return it, right?
Yes.
So let's do the same thing using this arrow function. Var return var times 2. I've been now, this to get into this part.
Yes.
Now, what I want to, with arrow function, you can still reduce these codes. What do I mean? This arrow itself can be used to return a value. If you want to return a value immediately, you can return it with this arrow. JavaScript allows us to return a value using this arrow, but if you are returning a value using this arrow, then you won't use the return keyword and there will be no need for these curly braces. I come again. You want to return a value using this arrow. If you want to, you won't use the return keyword because this arrow will be the one to do the work of the return keyword. Do you get it?
Yes.
Then aside that, there will not be these curly braces. There won't. Once you put curly braces, if you want to return, then you need to write the return keyword.
Okay.
Once you put these curly braces and you need to return anything, then you need to put the return keyword.
Okay.
But once you remove these curly braces, you can now use this arrow to return a value. So this old one and this new one, they do the same thing now. Do you get it?
Yeah. It's not aligned with what is on the screen.
Can you see my screen now? Hello? 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 Hello?
Hello? Yeah?
Can you see my screen now?
Hello? Yeah, I can see it now. The other time it was not aligned.
Okay. Now,
Yeah. I,
this.
I have a question.
Okay, how's the question?
Now, if we console log this code now,
Okay.
we've not declared the value of
Whenever you want to, you are returning it. Whenever you want to call on this function, it's expecting a parameter. So whenever you call on my func, you pass a parameter to it.
okay.
So this 6 will be set as the value of var. Then it will return var times 2, which is 12. So you can now console log the results. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. Can you say 12?
Yes.
Okay. Any question?
Okay. If I don't want to use console log, I can use anything, right?
Yes, you can save it. In fact, you can save it as a variable. We've done the return keyword. I explained how the return keyword works now. I explained how the return works, right?
Yes. Let's use it here.
Same way, you can alert A. It's still the same.
Okay.
You have to. So what I just doing is, I want you to know that this arrow is doing the work of return now.
Return. Okay.
Now, when you want to do complex things, let's say you want to write if statement inside the arrow function, then you bring in your curly braces.
Okay.
Your curly braces like this.
So
Then
which means that if I pick that curly braces, I will need to write my return.
yes, if you want to return a value, you need to now write the word return. Do you get
Okay.
it?
Yes.
Okay.
I have a question too. Sorry.
Okay.
That return or return,
Mm-hmm.
I can decide not to use return now.
Yeah, depending on what you are doing. I've explained the return, but at a class the return tell now.
Yes. Yes, like what you said then is that if I use return, which means that I don't want after any code after that return won't run.
Yes. Once JavaScript says return, it's not going to run any codes after it within that same function.
Okay.
Okay. Let's move on. Next is parameter in arrow functions. You see, in arrow function, if your function does not have any parameter, let's say if it's not a parameterized function, for instance, this is not a parameterized function, have you? Hello? Hello? Are you there? Mr. Jacob, welcome, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Go on, please.
Okay. So, if it's not a parameterized function, then this will be empty. But if your function is expecting one parameter, then you can choose to remove this and put the parameter and put your argument here. If your function is expecting one parameter, then you put your argument here. You can choose to remove the parentheses. Now, but if the argument, if the parameters you are expecting, if it's more than one, let's say you're expecting 2, then you need to put the parentheses. You need to. What I'm saying is this. If I need to call on my func like this, I'm not passing any value. I'm not sending out any parameter. Then this can be empty. If I'm sending 2, I'm sending two arguments to this place, two parameters to this place. Then the two of them must be inside this parenthesis. In this case, 2 will be A, 4 will be B. The two of them will be inside this place.
Hello, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
I can't see it.
You can't see my screen.
Yes. Okay, that's displaying.
Oh, don't worry, I'm recording the class, so in case you have any, you can watch the recordings.
Okay.
So now, if I'm sending two arguments here like this, then I need to put the two arguments in bracket like this. If I'm sending more than one, then I need to put them inside brackets. If I'm sending nothing, if I'm not sending anything, then the bracket will be empty. This will be empty. But if I'm sending just one, then that argument should not be inside curly braces. It shouldn't. It shouldn't be inside any parentheses. It shouldn't. Well, if you put it, it will still work anyway. But it's best you don't put it. So, if you are sending one, you don't put parentheses. If you are sending nothing, or you are sending more than one, then you must supply the parentheses. Do you understand?
Yes, as you have explained. However, we are not seeing your screen in live in real time. It's freezing.
What about now?
Yes, we can see it now.
Okay. So that's arrow function. If you are sending one, you don't put it in parentheses. If you are sending nothing or more than one, then you put it in parentheses. Do we get it?
Yes.
Yes.
And what else do you need to learn about under arrow function? Then, lastly, is this keyword in arrow function, but this keyword will be dealt with in a class on its own. It will be dealt with in a class on its own. Now, before we go today, let's talk about
What keyword are you talking about? Is it this?
this. Yes, THIS.
Okay.
Now, let's check rest operator. Rest operator before we go. Rest operator. In our last class, we looked at spread operator. Who can give us the syntax of spread operator?
Dot.
Good. So that same syntax is the same syntax for rest operator. So both the rest and spread, they have the same syntax. The two of them have the same syntax, which is dot. But let's look at the difference between the two of them. The word rests is from the rest, like remainder, the remaining. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay. So the word rest is from the remainder. Now, if you're going to have a remainder, then it means there must be a whole, right? Then something must be taken out of the whole. That's when you have a remainder. Do you get it?
Again.
If you are going to have a remainder of something, if you are going to have a remainder, then
Yes.
firstly there must be a whole, like something that is complete.
Yes.
Then something must be taken out of that whole, out of that complete thing, for you to have remainder.
Yes.
So that remainder is now called rest.
Okay.
So let's look at this together. We usually use this rest operator as parameterized functions like this. Let's say I have a variable, let's say my var is this array. Can you see this array?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's create a function. Let's say a value. Now if I say console log var, then I call on this function my func, and I put my var. let's see what you are doing. We created a variable here. This is an array. Then we have a function. Then we are calling on the function here. Are we following it?
Yes, you're following.
Hello, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
You use my van now,
Yeah.
abi?
Yes. Are you following it?
Yes.
Do you have any question?
Yes, I have a question.
What's the question?
Constant my func is equals to var.
Yes.
Is it not my var?
No. This is a parameterized function, and whatever you say can be any value. Back to your knowledge of parameterized function. Whatever you
Okay.
put here
Mm.
will be sent as
It's
the
not
value of,
aligned. Okay.
whatever you put here will be sent as the value of var, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
whatever you have it can be any value.
Okay. Okay.
So we are now sending this my var as the value of
So
var.
that's var. Yeah.
Then you are considering like var. So what will I see?
We have not seen it.
Those
It's
array.
currently frozen. Uh-huh.
We see the array
Good.
2, 4, 5, 6, 9.
Good. Let's go to the browser and see. We have this 2, 4, 5, 6. Can you see the browser?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Now back to the codes. We now want to do something. We want to say, take out this first item, the first item here, assign it to a variable A, now console it. We can destructure it.
Mm-hmm.
So we can destructure A out of it. Are we still following?
Yeah.
Yes.
So it means that 2, if you send this my var, 2 will be assigned to A. And we say console log A, you will say 2. What's going on? Okay, we'll say 2. Shall it 2 by?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Okay.
We can destructure another item out of it. We can say B. So 2 will be assigned to A, 4 will be assigned to B. We can say A times B. What are we going to say?
8.
Good.
Mm.
8. Let's move on. Now, we now want to get the other things left. Every other thing, aside these 2 that we've pulled out. We've pulled out 2 items from this array, from this my var, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we want to get the remainder. What we have left. So that's how spread operator works. Now you have a whole. You've extracted something out of the whole. Then you want to get the remainder. What you have left. Do you understand?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we can now say dot dot dot. You now put any variable now. I'll say maybe what should I call it?
C.
C. Okay. So this C will now stand for what you have left, the remainder. What is now the remainder?
5, 6, 9.
5, 6,
5, 6
9.
now. So they will be inside the C. If I say console log C now, you see the 5, 6, 9 there. Can we say it?
Yes.
And can you see that it's inside an array?
Yes.
That's because the parent itself is an array. So this spread operator must be the last item. When you are destructioning things out, it must be the last.
I have a question, sir.
Okay, man.
What if I did not put this array, this scare bracket
Okay.
inside my const my func?
Okay, if you just put like this, A comma B, right?
Maybe. Yes.
Oh, that's a good question.
The problem with this is that it means that it's expecting you to send 2 items here. Another item.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Okay, yeah.
So that the first will be A and the second will be B, which is not what we want.
Okay.
We are only sending one item,
Okay.
and that one
Absolutely.
item we are now destructuring it.
Okay.
Do you understand it now?
Yeah.
Yes. Because we are sending only one item. That is
Yes.
the reason why we need to put this square brackets.
No, we are destructuring that single item. What happened is,
Okay.
look at this. Look at this. Let's get another one. Variable second var. Let's say this is 8. We want to send the two values to this array. For the first one, I want to send second var. For the second, I want to send my value. Look at what we are doing. We are sending this 8, and we are sending this array, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So I can say A, B. You know, if I write this, second var becomes A, my var becomes B.
Okay.
Are you getting it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I can now destructure this B if I want to. K, F, dot, J. So the first item inside this my var will be K. The
Yes.
second item inside my var will be F, and every other thing left will be J.
Yes.
Hope you get it.
Yes.
Then don't forget about it. Now, let's move on. We've we've looked at destruction, sorry, spread operator. You can also say dot J. Now J will be 4569. Do you get it?
Yes.
But just know that whenever you are using this spread operator, it must be the last item. Like it must be the last variable inside the item that you are destructuring. It must be the last one there.
Now,
Okay. It starts
I
if
think
we have.
you've been talking rest, and now I'm hearing spread.
Okay, rest. Yes, sorry about rest. It must be the last item there.
All right.
Awesome.
I have a question too.
Okay.
I think that size is different from spread, right?
Yes, spread we put
Because
everything.
spread can. I think spread also can come at different points.
Yes.
It will just mean different thing.
Yes. Okay, Sister Mundi, I think you wanted to ask a question.
Yes. This concerning this rest operator. Since we are talking about rest, can we also do it in form of this? We will not put any value like this k now.
Okay.
As we don't put k there, we just put j. Is that possible?
This is just spread operator. What you are just doing is you are spreading it.
Okay.
You know, it's the same thing as saying J also. It's the same as just saying J.
Okay.
Do you get it? It's more or
Yeah.
less
So
like
this
a-
one is spread operator now.
Yes, it's like you are spreading it there. Or better still, I think a better way to let's even look at it from another angle then. Let's say I have an array that looks like this. This is an array.
Okay.
We can now say B, C equals to A. So what we are doing here is the first item inside here we are assigning it to B, but every other item we are what's it called? Resting it inside C. Do you get it?
Yes.
So when we say console log C, I think this is a better example to explain it. When we say console log C, we now have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Okay.
But it must
So
be the
I
last
want to ask
item.
a question.
Okay.
Okay. Why should we use all these rest operators, spread operators
For
in our
instance,
project?
let's say you have a variable. In that
Okay.
variable, along the line, maybe inside that page, on that page, you need only part of it, just part of the variable. But you still want to, maybe you want to extract part of it, and you still want to keep the main, like let's say the variable, the array has 10 items. Inside 10 items, maybe inside that function, you need two of the items, even directly, like you'll be using two of them very well inside that function. Now, you still want to keep the remaining part, what you have left again, after removing the two items. You still want to keep the rest. As time goes on, when you need to use them, like your mind will tell you what to do, but you actually need them. Like I said, year 6 syntax is just to write shorter codes. You can do all of this without all of this. With your knowledge of ES5, you can just keep your 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If I need this, I can say A index 2, A index 3, A index 4, A index 5, right?
Yes.
So ES6 syntax is to write shorter codes, not like when the time comes, your mind will just tell you that, oh, in order to improve these codes now, then let me spread it, let me destructure it. By God's grace, when we move to React 2, you will see us use all of these things.
Okay.
Just to make our codes more shorter and more efficient. But it's still the same thing you've been doing, like the same functionality, just different syntax. Do you understand?
Yes.
You can write device, you can build the application without the knowledge of all of these ES6 that we are doing. The application will still work fine. Just to make it shorter and more efficient. So we've seen how to spread an array. Let's see how to spread an object. Let's say I have an object that looks like this. Name, department, let's say software, school, let's say SQL. Now, if you want to rest it, since you want to do this, you want to use this as operator for an object, you put curly braces. Are we getting it?
Mm.
So you can pull out the property you want to. Let's say I want to pull out school out of it. Then whatever you have left, I want it to be, let's say B. Any question? Any question?
No question.
Okay. Now we are pulling
Not
out
yet.
school. Whatever we have left will now be name and department, Abi.
Mm-hmm.
So that will now be B. Remember, when you are dealing with object, it uses the key, not the order, not the order. It uses the key lono. So when you pull out school, then what you have left is name and department. That will be inside B. So if I now say console log B, you will see name and department there. Without school, it's not going to contain school because I've already pulled out school. Show you.
Yes.
Oh, God. Mm.
Mr.
Okay,
Jacob?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I pull
I've
out,
seen it.
if I pull out department, then what you have left will be name and school.
Yeah.
So that becomes the value of B. And if I pull out two out of them, let's say I pull out department and name, then what we have left will be school. Do you get this?
Yes.
Okay, so this is how REST operator works in JavaScript. So, Mr. Jacob, before we go, how far with my assignment?
I have done it with the help of, yes, I've done it. But I sought help.